is a Pulitzer Prize-winning author. You can get both of his books, Angela's Ashes and Tiz, in one box set now. Please welcome Frank McCourt. Have you been?
I've been fine.
Yeah, you're doing well?
I'm very busy, yeah.
You are busy. I understand. I don't know if this is a joke or not. I understand that you are thinking of doing an Angela's Ashes cookbook.
I've already done the first recipe.
There's
a pal of mine named Kinky Friedman down in Texas, and he's putting together a book of recipes as a benefit for his animal shelter. So I sent him my first recipe, which was Irish toast.
Irish toast.
Toast and English muffins. It's about time we had Irish toast.
Okay.
And you know the part of cooking recipes I love, where it says set aside.
Right.
I love that. That means you go off and do something.
Right.
Away. So if you want the recipe, it's very brief. You get your 2 slices of bread, any kind of bread. You put them in a deep dish, set aside.
Right.
Then you and get your. Then this is to be marinated, and the marinade is Irish whiskey. So you get your Irish whiskey, and you have to taste it to make sure it hasn't gone off.
Right, right.
So then you pour some in on top of the toast. You've already toasted your bread.
Right.
And then you put this in the refrigerator overnight to marinate. And then you taste the whiskey again to make sure it hasn't gone off again.
And the tasting goes on for several hours.
And the tasting goes on. And then 24 hours later, you come back and you take the dish out of the refrigerator, and you empty the marinade into a glass. You drink. Set aside. Then you take the toast, which is soggy now, and you squeeze it into a glass. Drink.
Right, right.
And then send the soggy toast to a nursing home.
Rich never heard from again.
People have.
I like that idea.
I think I'm on the cutting edge of Irish cuisine.
I think you are.
This is about as far as we go, except, as you know, for our expertise with the potato.
You know what's funny is that people often think that that's a cliche or a slur that the Irish eat a lot of potatoes.
No.
that's all we ate growing up was potatoes.
And as they say, there's eating and drinking in the potato, because if you ferment the potato, you get moonshine. A drink called poachine, which is illegal in Ireland, but everybody drank it anyway. So you have eating and drinking.
Right.
And I discovered, I was very fascinated. I was wondering about my relationship with the potato, which is a very warm
We've all wondered about your relationship with the potato. I've heard stories.
Yeah. Well, you haven't heard what I'm going to say. As a student of Irish history, I began to wonder, why is it the population of Ireland jumped from 1 million in the 17th century to 8 million in the beginning of the 19th century, and I realized then the potato became the staple diet of the Irish. And also, professors are backing me up now, the potato is an aphrodisiac.
You believe it is?
It is. I know it is. Try it. If you
try it how?
No,
what the hell are you
eating it?
Oh yes, okay, all right. Thought I had to rub it on something.
No, mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. If you're feeling fatigued or anything like that,
right,
and you feel you'd like to be more amorous, have some mashed potatoes. And it's the proof of it. History shows the proof of it. So I've discovered that, and professors now begin to back me up. You read articles in newspapers.
Right.
But I've become very interested in this whole business of food, because I had so little of it when I was a kid.
Right.
Because all we had generally was, the only meat we had was the pig. Oh, we didn't have pork chops or anything like that. We had the pig's head.
Well, that's a famous part of Angela's Ashes, is you go out and your family gets a pig's head.
For Christmas.
And you eat a pig's head.
We eat the pig's head.
What part do you eat?
The head.
Yeah, I know! Don't I feel stupid?
The cheek, you could slice the cheek, and it's fatty. So people on a diet have to avoid it, and then you smear it with mustard.
I love how people on a diet are eating a pig's head.
There wouldn't be. There wouldn't. You don't see people eating pig's head generally anyway.
Right.
But there was a saying, they used to say, in Limerick, what's the best way to eat a pig's head? Grab him by the ears and chew the face off him.
That's a tasty treat.
It saves you all that slicing and cutting. You pass the head around the table, and everybody takes a bite. You're holding on. It's like handlebars, and you just pass it around. It's very economical. You don't need plates or anything.
Do you really eat the eyes of a pig?
Oh, my father was addicted to the eyes. He caught. Oh. If you were hungry, you'd eat the bloody thing.
Yeah, you'd eat the right.
You say, oh, my arse. For my father, the eyes were like oysters. He just let them, and even we as hung, he just let them slide down. He said, all the nourishment is in the eye. The eye is the healthiest part of the body.
You are convincing no one.
I know, but I don't see anybody rushing out here to the nearest pork restaurant for the pig's head.
Must get the pig's eye and the head.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm involved in writing this Angela's Ashes cookbook now because I grew up mainly on bread and tea.
Right.
Tea and bread, you know, solid and a liquid. A balanced diet.
Right.
What more do you need?
That's it.
There was nobody worried. I never heard of anybody going on a diet.
No.
Because we heard strange tales about these people in America who would go on something called a diet. And we said, what's that? Some traveler might come back with these strange, exotic tales. What's a diet? That's when they don't eat their food. And we couldn't comprehend this.
Right.
Well, how is it you couldn't? Well, they're on something called a diet. Why? Well, I don't know. They don't want to get fat. Why not? What's wrong with getting fat? Because we all wanted to be fat.
Right.
We admired people who were fat. We saw movie stars who were fat.
Right.
Sidney Greenstreet was my idol.
Because he was fat.
This audience is too young to know. Yes.
I think on the eye thing, a lot of them got up and left.
I think so, yeah.
We're not listening to this. Well, the box set of Angela's Ashes and Tiz is in bookstores right now. And Tiz...
In all fine bookstores.
In all fine bookstores, not in the crappy ones. And Tiz is available now in paperback as well. Frank, thank you so much for coming here. Frank McCourt. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.